When we're live. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another exciting episode of 30 Minutes with a Millionaire. And welcome back to the channel, the #1 place on YouTube if you're looking to start, build, or grow your online Amazon business. The #1 channel with more content than any other channel in the brand building and Amazon private label sector. I'm super excited to spend the next 30 minutes to an hour with you guys, answering your guys' questions, helping you guys get unstuck, helping you guys get momentum, helping you guys move to the next level. #1 goal for us on the channel is to offer you guys the best quality, most up-to-date information that's going to help you guys increase your income, your impact, and your influence. So if you're watching the replay or you're new to the live stream, you're new to the channel in general, first and foremost, guys, do 3 things for me. Hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell next to it, and make sure you like this video. Lets the YouTube algorithm know that we're doing something right, and it would mean the world to me. So first and foremost, for those of you who are live with me, guys, the only dumb question is a question that doesn't get asked. So go ahead and drop your questions down below. Any way I can help you guys, any questions I can answer. Remember, the only dumb question is a question that doesn't get asked. And for those of you guys that are watching the replay, skipping around on here, make sure you drop the questions down below, because I read every single question and I respond to them. So if you have a question, you're not here live, well, ask the question down below in the comment section and I will make sure that I answer it. What's going on, everybody? By the way, for those of you that are live, let me know what you think about the new day, doing this on Tuesday. We usually do it on Fridays, but we're going to test it out and see how it works on Tuesdays. See if it's better for your guys' schedule. See if we get more people. It works a little bit better for my schedule as well, so we'll see. Awesome. I look like I'm lagging a little bit. If you guys can hear me, you guys can see me all right down below. Drop the words yes. And guys, let's go ahead and let's dive right in. Any questions that you guys have, go ahead and drop them down below. Fridays, I'm too tired. Yeah, we've got a lot of feedback. Some people have asked for us to do it during the week. Some people say that, they're tired, they miss it, they got a lot going on. So we're going to test this thing out on Tuesday. It's my first time. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Glad to have you. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the new viewers, all the new subscribers too, man. You guys mean the world to us. What's going on, Lewis? How would you incorporate package stuffers? Francisco, great question. So there's a few different ways that you can do package stuffers. You could do package stuffers, a small index card. You could do package stuffers actually on packaging inside of the package. You could do a piece of paper. You can do a small printout. There's tons of different shapes and sizes on how you can do package stuffers. But when it comes to incorporating them into your actual packaging, you want to have the PDF or JPG of the actual package stuffer, and you want to give that to your supplier and have them print it out. Now, if it requires special print or special, like an index card or something like that, you may get those made at a print company in China and get them shipped or delivered to your manufacturer's warehouse in China or wherever your manufacturer is. Now, this is pretty inexpensive. They're pretty cheap. Like, you should be able to get them for around a penny to 5 pennies each, depending on how elaborate you are and how many you order. But definitely under 50 cents each, even if you go crazy and you buy a small amount. It's definitely worth it, because I like to look at it as like the package stuffers, how you literally can exhaust pretty much every opportunity when it comes to a prospect opening your package, right? So I have a package here and I'm opening this package, and the first thing that they're going to see in this package is going to be your package stuffer, essentially, right? Now, on the package stuffer, there's tons of things and objectives that we can do. And I'll give you the basic framework for what I put on my package stuffers. By the way, those of you guys who are in any of our programs, you guys get access to our Rolodex of resources. And in that resource is actually a downloadable PDF or PNG file of my package stuffer. So you can literally take my exact package stuffer and then have like somebody on Fiverr for 10 bucks, change it for your branding, your colors, your copy, and then you can just send that to the print company or to the manufacturer. But if you're not in my program, these are a few things that I suggest that you utilize on the package stuffers. #1 is I call this like the review. Like, this is something that you're going to utilize to combat negative reviews and entice positive reviews. So it's like a review matrix or a review catalyst, right? So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. you're not only promoting positive reviews, which are very hard to come by and very important, but you're also combating negative reviews. So I would say a sentence like this: hey, thank you for your purchase. My name is blank. This is our company. We're a small family owned in business that primarily sells on Amazon. We hope you enjoy our product and it exceeds your expectations. However, if something was to arrive broken, malfunctioning, or not to the highest standard, before you leave a negative review, please email this email for a return or replacement. We would love to make things right and earn your long-term business. It can be something like that, a variation. You can adjust it. And then what I like to do, and this is a subconscious psychological trick, is I like to put a happy face on one side and a sad face on one side, right? And what I'm doing is, and I'll even sometimes throw 5 stars up there. And what I'm doing is I'm psychologically telling them, hey, give me a 5-star review. And if you're happy, give me a positive review. If you're sad, then this is what you need to do, right? So maybe we go to the whiteboard really quick. I'll give them a quick visual on this. Here's a quick visual on what this looks like. Again, if you guys are in any of my programs, you guys get this exact PDF that you can build off of. But this is kind of what it looks like, right? Here's your card. Okay, here's your card. And then here will be your logo. And again, you can play around with this. And then you'll have the text that I just gave you the script for, right? And then you'll do something like this. Happy face, sad face, okay? And then below this, you'll have copy as to what to do. And here you'll put your email or the steps that we just discussed when it comes to not leaving a bad review and getting a replacement. We want to give them a replacement and lose product on that dud versus in giving them a refund. Because if we give them a refund, they're not a customer. If we give them a replacement, yes, we lose money on the front end, but on the back end, we earn a long-term customer. I learned this from Damon John. Damon John talks about turning negative experiences into positive outcomes through being ambassadors, and that all clients are an ambassador, whether they're a positive ambassador or a negative ambassador, and they can be influenced in either way, right? So I'll have some copy like, hey, if this didn't meet your expectations, this is what you need to do. Email here. We'll get you a replacement out ASAP. And then here, underneath the smiley face, I usually have a copy that says something along the lines like, if this product meets your expectations, if you're happy with it, if you got any value, if you like the product, so on and so forth. Reviews are very important on Amazon because it lets other Amazon clients know about our business and about what we offer and so on and so forth. When you're asking for a review, you cannot incentivize. So you can't say, give me a 5-star review, I'll give you 10% off, or I'll give you free stuff. You can't do that. That ship has sailed, and that's against Amazon's TOS or terms of service. But what you can do is reinforce giving me an honest review. And then what I like to do, which is completely within Amazon's TOS, and this is a ninja hack, I like to actually have 5 stars down here, right? So I'll actually have 5 golden stars at the bottom underneath the smiley face, right? So I'm not saying give me 5 stars. I'm just using stars as an image for reviews, and then I'll say what to do here. So up here again, mission statement. Hey, thanks for my stuff. Small family-owned business. This is my mission. This is my goal, blah, 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 blah. And here's another hack. In this body here, if you are a philanthropist or you believe in some type of non-profitable organization, or you're a part of a non-profitable organization, make sure you put, in here, I appreciate you, so on and so forth. $1 off of all purchases actually go to St. Jude's or whatever. Now, don't do this as a marketing ploy, because that's not ethical. But if you do that, you do believe in that. By the way, you can do that, and it is tax deductible, and you can serve people and help people around the world. If you do that, offer here, because now someone, when they're reviewing this, they're like, wow, this is a small family-owned business. They care about me. They put time into making sure that I was served and that I'm happy with my product. And by the way, me buying their product, I'm actually serving other people and helping other people. So this will allow the law of reciprocity to take place, where now they want to actually refer you to other people and talk about you. Like when they're having coffee with their friends or their colleagues, hey, I just bought this product off Amazon. It was awesome. And I thought it was really cool. Like 10% of all their proceeds goes to St. Jude. I actually, already give St. Jude money. So now I'm buying stuff that I like, and I'm actually supporting my cause at the same time. So if you have any causes or anything like that, you can add that in there. Again, these can be cards, These can be paper. These can be pretty much any material, right? Any material, any size. So it doesn't matter what you do. Like, don't spend too much time on the design of it. What I've learned, because I've had some that were super cool, and I've also had some that are super generic and basic, make it more legible, make it very easy and direct to understand what's going on. Make sure that you don't have too much going on. And that's pretty much like just scratching the surface on the framework of how you can exhaust this. You can do a ton of other cool stuff, ninja stuff like QR codes, cross-promotion of products, cross-promotion of URLs, have special opt-ins, lead magnets, and all that other stuff that we talk about in the AMZ formula. But this gives you guys the gist of the structure. What about ebooks? Francisco, great question. So when do you use an ebook? What is an ebook? So on and so forth. And so an ebook is something that I recommend when it makes sense for a bonus or a benefit to purchasing your product, right? One of the easiest ways to compete with the competition and outvalue what the competition is offering without discounting your product or offering additional quantities, which I'm against completely, is to outvalue them through atmospheres, through programs, through benefits, through features, through bonuses, through accessories, so on and so forth. Ebooks being one of them. So you can get an ebook created, or you can create an ebook. And what you can do is you can actually have that as a download when they purchase your product. So for instance, let's say that you had a, let's just say like a carrying cup, right? Or a nice like 32-ounce tumbler, and that was your product. You could literally create an ebook that's like 101 beverages to have, 101 top beverages, or 101 fun beverage recipes to make in under 3 minutes, or something crazy like that, right? That could be something that you add with it. It's super cheap. Once you have it, like once you pay for it once, you can use it over and over and over again. And it's just a way to add additional, value to your product, right? What 3 books do you recommend to get me prepared for the mentorship program? Let me see. So let me see here. I'm not at my home office where all my books are, so I'm trying to think off the top of my head. First and foremost, like the One Product Away is huge. If you haven't read this, like if you're in our world or you're in any of our programs, or you're trying to learn about this business or start this business, this is a really good book for more than one reasons. By the way, like guys, if you don't have a copy of this, I cover the cost. Like I cover the cost of printing this book. You just cover the cost of shipping and handling to you, and I ship you a free copy. So everybody should have this. It's like under 20 bucks. Like it's a no-brainer, and it's a real juicy book. It's not like full of bull crap. But the reason why I recommend this is because not only do I talk about the business and how the business works and different steps and areas of the business and all that jazz, I talk a little bit about the mindset and a little bit about my story, so you can kind of relate to it and also know what to expect. Like it really goes in depth about the business, what to expect, what to set yourself up for, timelines, expectations, all that stuff, self-limiting doubts, a little mindset. It's a really, really good book. Like I said, I cover the production, you cover the shipping and handling. Number 2, this is a book that I'm an advocate for, which is, and I'm not an affiliate for these books or anything like that, but The One Thing by Gary Keller is one of my favorite books, because that's something a lot of people in this business, they struggle with trying to do too much. And there's an old Chinese proverb that says, if you try to chase 2 rabbits, you catch none. So hypothetically, like people come into this business, from what I see, doing this for 2/3 of a decade and coaching thousands of people, they're trying to focus on too much, like branding and logo and websites and packaging and inserts and products and PPC and all this other stuff. And they're all over the place. And like, they're not really definitive on the action items and the steps they need to execute on exactly on the time being of where they are. And matter of fact, entrepreneurs, creative types, a lot of us are like that. We're doers. We like to get stuff done. We want to do a lot. We want to see progress. And the easiest way to get momentum is to focus on momentum-driven tasks, and to be able to identify what tasks do I prioritize on and have tunnel vision on that task. So The One Thing talks about quantum leaps and exponential returns on your investment in time through small amounts of effort. So like one of my favorite ways of thinking before I get ready to commit to do something or work on something in my life or my business is, what can I do right now? If I dropped everything and I evaluated all the opportunity, all the tasks, and all the obligations that I have, which one of those can I do that require the least amount of time but will get me the most amount of results? So have that type of framework, and this book teaches you how to focus on that type of framework and identify that type of framework when you're doing decision making and when you're building your business. Another book, like setting up for like mentorship and in business in general, is like The Richest Man in Babylon, or possibly The Millionaire Next Door. So those talk about like the importance of frugality and not being frivolous with the proceeds from your business. A lot of people, when they increase their income, they increase their expenses. And what happens is you're constantly you're constantly a turtle chasing wealth, right? So if you constantly increase your revenue or your net worth or your income, and then you increase your expenses, what's going to happen is it's going to be very hard for you to get ahead. So these books just talk to you about a little bit about like how to manage your revenue, how to manage your business, how to reinvest into yourself. And it really just hits home on that financial literacy that a lot of people lack when they're getting started, right? So that's a few books that I recommend, like when you're getting ready to get started with my programs, or like just getting started in general, right? I believe that it's a 50-50 component, and I'm big on this. I know a lot of people take this as fluff, but for those of you guys that know me, you've been in my world for a while, you guys know like I'm big on the mindset stuff. I generally believe that success in any business, not just Amazon, is 50% mindset, 50% business mechanics and business tactics, right? Because you can have all the tactics, strategies in the world, but if you don't have the mindset to withstand the obstacles that are thrown at you, like the resistance that you have, the self-limiting beliefs, the negativity that comes with it, then you're not going to be able to persevere, right? Because there's two ways that you can be successful at anything: starting and not giving up. So believe it or not, starting has nothing to do with business mechanics and fundamentals. Giving up has nothing to do about business fundamentals and statistics and strategies and tactics and all of that. They both have to do with mindset. So when we review people that drop out or don't get results and so on and so forth, internally, a majority of that failure comes from the mindset, not from the actual asset, right? So you have to separate mindset and asset and understand that you need both of those, right?
Someone on Instagram, Noel, said, what would you tell someone who's starting copywriting and wants to be extremely successful?
So the question on Instagram was, what would I recommend for someone who's starting copywriting and wants to be super successful? So if I was starting a business and it's a service-based business, which copywriting, you write copy for other companies or businesses, and you don't have a large budget to run into advertising or promos or joint ventures or anything like that, I call this giving your gift away. What I would do is I would give my gift away and I would serve to success. So this is a very simple framework. When we serve to success or give your gift away, what I would do is I would find first of all, what does my avatar look like, right? What does my dream client look like? Let's go to the whiteboard really quick. I'll break this down. What does my avatar look like? So identify your dream client. All right? Identify your dream client. This is step number one. Once you identify what they look like, where they hang out at, what they do. So if I'm a copywriter and I'm looking for my dream client, maybe it's an influencer. Maybe it's someone who runs ads. Maybe it's someone who owns, a business. And maybe it's somebody who's already doing content, right? So if these are the four components to my dream client, once I understand that, number two, I'm going to serve my way to success or give my gift away. See, most people focus on the front end. Well, if I spent 10 minutes writing a free social media post or story post or ad copy or product listing for 10 influencers, I've wasted 100 minutes of my time, which is a little over an hour and a half, okay? I didn't get paid for that, and I'm giving them free content. That's how an amateur would think. An expert would think, well, if I spend 140 minutes of my time, let's just say an hour and a half of my time writing a tester or a teaser or something that I can give to 10 influencers, and I convert at 10%, I got one new client. So I would reach out to the dream clients, and I'm going to say 10 to 100 of your dream clients, okay? Reach out to 10 to 100 of them. All you need is a 10% conversion. If you convert 10%, 10% of 10 is 1, and 10% of 100 is 10. Whoops. Is 10, right? So if you do this model, it costs you nothing but your time. And oftentimes when you're starting out, you have time, you don't have money, so you can use your time to create money, right? So if you convert at 10%, you do this for every 10 people, you convert one person. You do 100 people, you convert 10. Now, if these 10 people are paying you $2,000 per month, because that's what I pay, I believe, for my copywriter, $2,000 per month. They write my captions, they write my ads, they do work for some of our clients. Pretty much just anything copy related. You get 10 clients at $2K per month. This is $20,000 per month. Okay, and it costs me an hour and a half of my time potentially. So this is step 3. Make it good. Matter of fact, make it great. I see a lot of people try to do this to me where they reach out like, hey, I've put this video together for your team that you can give your team, and if you implement this, you'll get some like increased results. And then, by the way, this is what we do for a living. So if you apply this and it works, like, let's hop on a call. People do this all the time, and then it's like garbage. It's slapped together, it's rushed, and they're like just trying to like get money, right? So what you do is you serve your way to success, okay? Because what's going to happen in step number 3 is what I call the LOR, which is law of reciprocity. When you over-deliver, you'll be overcompensated. And this is something one of my good friends, Alex Burden, says. I can't take credit for that. But if you over-deliver, you'll be overcompensated, right? So, law of reciprocity, make it great. Literally give them some of your best work. And if you do that, you should be able to convert around 10%. If you do 100, that's 10 new clients. So if I was a young kid or I didn't have a ton of money and I was starting a business and it was a service-based business, this is what I would do. It's a very easy to follow 3-step process. It costs no money whatsoever, just a little bit of your time. Cool. Hopefully that helps. By the way, guys, if you guys are live with me on YouTube right now or you're watching this replay, guys, and you haven't done so yet, do 3 things for me. It takes literally 3 seconds. 1 second, subscribe. 2 seconds, click the notification bell. 3 seconds, like this video. It means the world to me, and it helps the YouTube algorithm know that we're literally one of the most valuable channels here on YouTube that needs to get discovered, needs to get momentum, and needs to grow, right? I don't charge any money for this. I give you guys real actionable steps, no fluff, no BS, stuff that can help you guys increase your income, your impact, and your influence. I'm not on here to fluff you guys. I'm not on here to sell stuff. You know, my business generates 8 figures on autopilot while I'm playing Call of Duty or playing with my dog. So I don't have to do this for money. So all we ask you guys to do is just hit the like button, subscribe, click the notification bell. Share this to your social media if you get any value, you learn something. Share this with someone who like you want to see succeed in life, because I literally give the keys to the gate away on this channel. 400 plus videos now, right? 405, somewhere around there? 412. With everything that has happened around the world, pandemic, war, etc., has bringing in product from China been difficult or more expensive? So, Christian, pricing of importing and exporting and manufacturing overseas will continuously fluctuate. It's a volatile process because you have multiple things. You have raw materials and resources, you have labor, and then you have logistics, which is a commodity traded or controlled aspect or component, because you have crude oil. Whether you're shipping via sea, shipping via freight, or boat, you have crude oil involved. So you have crude oil and logistics, you have labor, and then you have raw materials and resources. Those 3 components are affected by things like the economy, inflation, time of the year, scarcity. Like, there's tons of variables that are non-controlled that allow this to be a volatile thing. So with that being said, should you be concerned as an Amazon seller, a business owner, or a potential Amazon seller or business owner? I say no, because 90% of everything is manufactured in China, and it's manufactured overseas. All the Fortune 500 companies, all the large companies, they're manufacturing overseas. So typically, whenever there's some type of adjustment in the economic climate, like all those things mentioned, the consumers understand and they're willing to pay more. So you just have to roll with the punches. It's just a part of business. Apple, all the big companies are going to do it. So you're a real company, especially when you're following this business model. So you just do the same thing. What is the most important metric for an Amazon seller and why? Profitability, I would say, is probably the most important metric as an Amazon seller. Identifying profitability, and there's two profitability. Do you know by chance what that video is where I went and broke down like organic profitability and paid profitability? I did it on a 30 Minutes with a Millionaire. Do you know which one that is? So the last episode, Raina, if you check it out, I actually on the whiteboard break down how to tell what profitability is, how to determine it, what you need to determine it, and then the difference, which is a huge area that people don't understand, between organic profitability when you sell products without paid advertisement, and then how to identify the cost per acquisition or cost per sale through paid advertising, meaning when you're spending money on paid ads on Amazon, Google, Facebook, or you're running influencers. So check that out because I went into it for about 10 or 15 minutes. It's on the very last 30 Minutes with a Millionaire episode. How do they get the ebook? There's a few different ways. You can have an autoresponder through a software like Jungle Scout, and on the follow-up emails, you can have the link to the QR code. You can have it on the packaging, or you can have it on a package stuffer. If you use a packaging or package stuffer, I suggest an easy-to-follow domain that you purchase on like GoDaddy, like josh'sproductebook.com or myproductebook.com, or purchase a QR code and have the UTM link tied to the QR code. So step 1, pull out your phone camera. Step 2, scan this thing. Step 3, the website pops up. Whitelist this website because that's your ebook. Yo, what's going on, Dominique? Good to see you, brother. Got to change your mindset before you get your skill set. That's good. That's good. You change your mind, you change your life. Just stay focused and don't give up. I agree, George. What's going on, Wesley? Good to see you, my man. I'll always be here to get the info from Joshua to get further in my business. My brother, the more you learn, the more you earn, man. The minute you start sharpening your steel, the less effective your sword will be. How hard is it to build business credit? Once I have my LLC EIN, would like to start this venture with business credit cards. Yeah, let's go to the whiteboard. Marcus, so it's very simple. It's very simple and it's very, very important. So business setup. Okay, business setup. Very simple. First, we're going to call this entity. Okay, now the entity can be an LLC. It can be an S Corp. It can be a C Corp, etc. There's tons of different entities, and I don't want to go over these. You can book a free call with like LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer. If you want our free resource where you can hop on a call and they'll help you structure all of this, just email support at the AMZ formula and say help forming entity or help with taxes. We'll introduce you with our partners that do this. If you're a part of any of our programs, you actually get a complimentary one-hour call where they help you set up your taxes. They help you come up with a business structure plan. They help you create an entity. They help you create your Amazon account, and they do all that on Zoom. If you're a part of any of my programs, like use that resource because that's fire. But this is step number 1, which is going to be your entity creation. Moving on from step number 1, you have step number 2, which we'll just call this finances, okay? In step number 2, these are what you want to focus on. You want to focus on business, bank. By the way, it's free to open a business bank account. Whoever you bank with right now, or whoever's your primary financial institution, just open a business bank. In order to open a business bank, all you need is the entity, your social security, your EIN, all of that jazz, which you get in number 1, and your articles of organization. Once you have your articles of organization, you have your EIN, all that stuff, go to your bank, whoever you bank with, doesn't matter. Create a business bank account. Number 2, business credit card. Now, A big misunderstanding that I had that many people have is if you have good credit, you will have business credit. If you have good credit, your business credit will follow. No, that's absolutely wrong. So personal credit is not the same as business credit. And I'll write this nice and big so you guys have it. You guys should be taking notes because note takers are money makers, and a sharp pencil is better than a sharp mind. Do not rely on your memory to remember all this because you will lose this stuff. This stuff is tried and true as well as proven. So make sure you're taking copious notes. Personal credit is not the same as business credit. You can have an 800 personal credit score. You open a business, that business has 0. And 0 is just as bad as a bankruptcy. They both suck, right? So the minute you open your entity and your business and then you open your business bank account, get a business credit card. You can get a business credit card from your financial institution where you open your business card at. So I have a JP Morgan or a Chase, which is where my business bank account is, credit card. I also have 2 different American Express business cards, a gold, and I also have the platinum, right? So these are 2 different ones, and I talk about this all over the channel. The biggest one that I recommend is going to be the gold, especially for Amazon. Once you have your credit card, your business credit card, and your business bank, number three is going to be your IP, which stands for intellectual property. And this is going to be socials, emails, URLs. URLs are websites. So socials branch off, Facebook, IG, TikTok, etc. Emails is your business at blank, and then URL is www blank, your business, okay? This is intellectual property. These are the 3 steps for your business setup. And most important one on all of these is going to be credit, and you can't start the credit without the bank, and you can't do the credit or the bank without the entity because it needs to be tied to an actual business, right? All right, let's keep rolling, E. Let's go back big. By the way, guys, screenshot this now so you have access to this. What is the best product to sell? The best product to sell is a product that's the best product for you, right? So the best product for you would meet your risk tolerance, would meet your capacity in reference to like how much you have access to in capital capacity. So you have risk tolerance and you have capacity, capital capacity. So how much do you have access to capital in order to facilitate, manufacture, and market this product? And how risky is the product, or what is the risk tolerance? How long will it take? What are the main goals? So before you start doing product research, because this is what happens, people let the cart get in front of the horse and they never go anywhere, right? Like if we were trying to go somewhere and I had a cart, I had horses that were pulling this cart, and the cart got in front of the horses, we wouldn't go anywhere, right? Well, people let the cart get in front of the horses and they don't go anywhere. And what I mean by that is they start learning how to do product research, and they do product research not knowing what type of product they need to find. And when I mean what type of product they need to find, I'm not talking about low demand, high demand, low competition. I'm not talking about non-seasonal. I'm not talking about non-trending. These are variables that we look for that make a winning product. I'm talking about how much access to capital do you have to launch your product? How much access to capital to market your product and run advertising do you have? I'm talking about how long realistically can you allow this business to run without making a dime? These are all factors that need to go into your plan prior to doing product research. This is going to allow you to find a winning product for you that meets your criteria and to minimize the and more narrow approach when it comes to product research versus a huge broad one where you're getting all these products. Dominique says another way to get bank business credit is through your local credit union. I got $24,000 through my local bank off 2 cards that helped me for my business. That's awesome, man. Thanks for the gym.
Instagram said, how can I start Amazon FBA from Nigeria?
Marcus, you're very welcome as well. So from Instagram, one of the questions was, how can you start an Amazon FBA business from Nigeria? So first and foremost, the business is the same from anywhere that you're located in the world. You can start an online Amazon business from anywhere in the world. Now, there are countries that are restricted from selling on Amazon. If you are a resident of one of those countries, you would still sell on the US. Doesn't matter where you're located. I recommend the US marketplace first, because in geographic chronological order from largest to smallest, you have America, you have Europe, and then you have Canada in that chronological order. I always recommend US. It's the biggest opportunity, the most amount of SKUs, the most amount of customers. If you live in a country that does not allow you to create a seller account or sell on Amazon, then what I recommend you doing is creating an entity in the United States and tying the business bank account and entity to the United States address, and then opening the US account. So if you need help with that, first and foremost, if you guys are in any of my programs and you live out the country, you get that free consultation call I talked about, where we help you set up an entity in the United States if you live out the United States. We help you create a bank account in the US if you live out the US. We help you create your Amazon account, walk you through it on Zoom. We help you do all that. That's included if you're a part of any of my programs. But if you're not, I can pass you on to that resource. Just email support@theamzformula.com, subject line, help starting an Amazon business from outside the country, and talk about the resource that I mentioned, and our team will point you in the right direction.
Someone also on Instagram said, would you recommend dropshipping?
So one of the questions on Instagram was, do I recommend Amazon dropshipping? So you have a few different strategies for selling on Amazon. You have arbitrage, which is buying online or in physical retailers below MSRP on sale, selling at MSRP. You have wholesale, which is where you become a distributor, where you buy from a distributor or you buy from the manufacturer below MSRP, and you follow an MAP. So MSRP is manufacturer suggested retailing pricing. MAP is a structure for minimum advertised pricing. So if Walmart, Sears, and Home Depot are all distributors for Dyson vacuums, and they buy it below MSRP, they all have to follow what's called an MAP, which means they buy below MSRP, and they have to sell it at MAP, and that way they can't compete. That's why normal prices, normal products across the marketplace, regardless of where you buy it, are all the same price. If you ever wondered, that's how that works. Then you have private label, which is where you develop a brand, you create a product, and you sell that product under your brand. You use Amazon as the fulfillment. You partner with the manufacturer. You do the product development. That's what I teach. That's what I specialize in. That's what I teach my clients how to do from anywhere in the world during their spare time with just a computer. And then you have drop shipping. Drop shipping is the stepchild. Like that's the stepchild of the business. It's the frowned upon business model that it works, but it will not work, right? Like they don't want you. Amazon does not want companies drop shipping, because look at it like this. In order for drop shipping to work, you are literally buying product from Amazon's competitors and you're using Amazon to fulfill it. And it's not sustainable. That's not what they want. They want one of three things. They want you to become a brand and partner with them. They want you to sell brands at becoming a distributor through wholesale, or they want you to go buy brands and resell them, which is arbitrage. Those are the three legitimate. And to be completely honest, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think that arbitrage is going to last much longer anyway, because they don't want arbitrage. They don't want hustlers on the platform. Jeff Bezos on Letter to Shareholders mentioned very specifically that they don't want to be eBay or Etsy. eBay and Etsy have market share for their respective categories. On Etsy, you're selling handmade stuff. Amazon had a beta for what's called handmade. It still exists, but it's a small fraction of the revenue that they generate. That was to compete with Etsy. They realized, I don't want to be Etsy, and I don't need to take over Etsy to blow up my company. Then, you have eBay. eBay is where you sell used stuff, right? That's all the thrifters, the resellers, the arbitragers. So you have eBay and you Etsy, and then you have Amazon. Amazon's goal, when you look at their mission statement, is to offer a solution for good valued products at good pricing with speedy delivery, right? If you look at the new Amazon design trucks, delivery trucks, it says, choose two, save money, fast delivery, or something like that. That's their core statement, is helping you save money, get a good value product at a good price, and getting you that product fast. So I don't think drop shipping will be sustainable. I don't think it'll last. In fact, like our clients and what we do, we have a 100% account health success rate. What does that mean? We've never had, knock on wood, a client's account get shut down. I've never had an account shut down. In the drop shipping world, they get shut down left and right. Like if you're selling stuff on Amazon and you're fulfilling it from Walmart, which is their arch enemy, they're going to find out. Like, you know what I mean? And they're going to shut your account down. That's not what they want. In arbitrage, I'm not sure how long they'll allow you to do it. An easy way and an easy fix to eliminate it is just by having minimum incoming inventory. If you're doing arbitrage, you can't get 500 units, right? You can only get the 6 units that are on sale at Best Buy. You see what I'm saying? So the 2 sustainable models are going to be wholesale and going to be private label. And it's like, what do you want out of life? I'm not saying one is better because that's PC versus Macintosh. Like, I'm not going to crap on wholesale. I had a wholesale business. My partner had 50,000 square foot warehouse. Like, I was shipping 18-wheelers out. I do not want to be Gary Vee. I don't want to be at my warehouse on a Sunday, tired, away from my family, boxing products and sweating for low margins. I don't want to do that. You have to have a physical warehouse or your margin will be destroyed by you having to use 3PLs and preparation companies in order to facilitate wholesale merchandise. I've got friends like Amazon Lit. They do 100 million a year. They're in their warehouse every single day. I don't want that life. I enjoy the life where I'm in Bali in a hammock sipping from a coconut with my products making me money. I like having 2 or 3 SKUs making me tens of thousands of dollars, right? Not having to manage hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of SKUs that I have to prep and manage and pack and facilitate. So it's like, what do you want? If you want to hustle, if you want to have a physical business where you're working in it every day, like that's cool. Some people love that. I like the building a business model, the building a brand model where this is all I need. Like I ran millions of dollars through my Amazon business without a warehouse, without employees. In fact, when I started to introduce a warehouse and wholesale divisions and other retail partnership divisions and bringing on employees and stuff, that's when my margins shrunk and my happiness started to diminish as well. I was the most happiest at the sweet spot when I was doing $300,000 to $500,000 per month with my Amazon business, and it was just me and my wife doing everything. And I had a manufacturer that fulfilled everything and sent everything to Amazon. That's where I made all my money. When I stacked my millions of dollars, that's what it was from. I made all my money with that, with less than 3 SKUs. And then I wanted to be the big guy. I wanted to be the scalerpreneur, which we all want to make money, and then we want to grow up and have this huge enterprise. And I did this math the other day. Let's go to the whiteboard really quick. This is interesting math that I challenge you guys to think about, because everybody, when they're starting out, they have this huge plan where they want to be ginormous. They want to make all this money. I fell victim to this. I wanted these $10 million awards. I've made 25 million plus online. I wanted awards. I wanted to speak from stage. I wanted to do all this, but they didn't align with what made me happy, right? So if I look at what makes me happy, it's earning a substantial amount of income with a minimal amount of effort or output. How can I increase my income without increasing my output? That's what makes me happy. So when looking at this, what do you feel is better? And I just made a video that'll be on YouTube hopefully in a week. But if you have a $10 million per year business, okay, $10 million per year business, and then you have a $1 million per year business, believe it or not, depending on what your goals are, and this is why in order to have prolific results, you have to have specific intentions. Otherwise, you're just going to be turning your gears and you're not going to be happy. True happiness does not come from a bigger number or more money in your bank account. True happiness comes from more fulfillment, and more fulfillment comes from doing things that are fulfilling. More operations, more meetings, more headache, more stress, more accounting, more taxes. If that's not fulfilling and in alignment with what your goals are, then you're not going to be fulfilled. Learn from my mistakes, because I made a ton of money and then was stressed out. The sweet spot, I'm telling you guys, for me was at $300 to $500 a month, not $1 million to $2 million a month. So if you have $10 million per year in business and you're operating at 10% profit margins because you're scaling, 10% profit margins because you're scaling, that $10 million is going to make you $1 million. Okay? Is it worth it to make double the money and have double the headache if you could operate $1 million business at 50% margins and make $500,000? Now check this out. If you can operate this same $1 million business at 50% profit margins and profit $500,000 and have less stress and headaches, and this profit margin drops to 5%, you're at the same cost. So you're literally making the same money with more stress, more time, more effort, more energy. I had a ton of SKUs. I had a huge warehouse. I was running 3 businesses. I was flipping houses. I was buying rentals. I was running up a wholesale division. I had a retail store division. I was also selling private label. I was doing all this and I was making more money, but making more money and keeping more money is 2 different things. Now, the magic is making more money, keeping more money while remaining at peace or satisfied or fulfilled. So for a lot of entrepreneurs, and I see a lot of people do this, like good friends of mine who've done this. I've seen Anthony Morrison done this. I've seen my other friend Billie Jean do this. I've seen people who I look up to who are my mutual friends who are killing it scale because they have this goal to reaching X, and then they end up going backwards or downwards deliberately the next year or years following after that, because this is the sweet spot where you're making more profit and you have less stress. So think about that when it comes to scaling your business. Think about that when you're coming up with a plan. There's an old Chinese proverb that says that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. My biggest mistake, one of my biggest mistakes, not the biggest mistake, but one of my biggest mistakes starting in business was this right here. I had a goal of $100 million. I didn't care how I was going to get there. I was going to work 7 days a week. I was going to work 70 hours a week. And yes, I did that for many, many years. And I had amassed much money in the bank and assets. However, I lost something I'll never get back. I lost birthdays with my kids. I lost time with my family. I lost time with my grandparents that are now deceased. I will never get these back. And these are now valuable to me. So you have to understand that you're sacrificing one of 2 things. You're sacrificing time and experiences for money. And if that's not in alignment with what is fulfilling to you and what is generally going to make you happy, then you are defeating the purpose of what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is a token. It's a catalyst. It's a vehicle to fulfill your destiny or to fulfill what makes you fulfilled, right? To fulfill what makes you fulfilled. So why are you doing this? You want to quit your job and you want to spend more time with your family. Working more hours for a bigger paycheck where you're making less money and you're more stressed out is the opposite. So I fell victim to this abyss of scaling and more and more and more and higher income. And I strategically, specifically, intentionally decreased my business. And I'm semi-retired now. Like, I don't care about walking on stages or getting more of these stupid things that just pile in my house. I don't care about any of that. What makes me happy is traveling around the world. What makes me happy is being able to take the day off and play with my children, right? Like, what makes me happy is being able to do what I want, when I want, and not having to worry about money. What makes me happy is knowing that my future generations, my children's, their grandchildren, and their children's are set up. So once you identify a strategic plan, what do I want out of this thing called entrepreneurship or business? What does it look like today? And what does it look like when I'm off of the planet? If you can create a business structure that will achieve all of those things, you can become fulfilled, because more money and more of these things will not make you fulfilled. It'll make you happy for about 18 seconds. I walked across stage. I shook Russell's hand for $10 million. I busted my ass for an entire year, and I missed things that I'll never get back in my life for 18 seconds on stage to show some stupid award. Like, it's ridiculous. So think about these things when you're building your business and you're creating your game plan. Good realistic budget for a product and proper launch. Good realistic budget for a proper launch. I like to recommend 5 to 10K. So we've seen some be done for like 3 to 5K. Typically right now, we're seeing them closer to fourth quarter. We're seeing them between 5 and 10K. Around the 6 to 8 mark seems like the sweet spot. But then again, logistics is the highest in third and fourth quarter. We're literally in the end of third. We're basically next week in fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is the most expensive for logistics because it's commodity based off of availability, scarcity, and the commodity of crude oil, which is oil, right? Well, when more people are shipping products because of the holiday season, because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, all of the ports are being used up. There's not as many docks. There's not as many employees. People want to take off. there's overtime, gas prices are high. All of these variables go into effect, right? So I would say 5 to 10K, no less than 5K, 6 to 8K is what we're seeing for a micro launch of around 500 products. And this is for a potential for a product that can make 3 to 10K net. Joshua, can you give some examples of the third-party address business that most common for my address for Amazon? Third-party address business that most common. George, can you specify that and I'll come back? Are you talking about like address if you're out the country, or are you talking about address that you use to ship inventory to Amazon? I'm a little confused on that question. If you can clarify, I'll answer it. Best place to find suppliers other than Alibaba Express? Look for manufacturer list on Google, but Alibaba is the largest in the world. There's not really like how you have like Walgreens and CVS or JCPenney and Target. Like there really is no competitor to Alibaba that's even close. Alibaba is the largest. But you of course, there's wholesaler lists, there's manufacturer lists. You can also Google keywords like manufacturer, supplier, maker, so on and so forth to find other different manufacturers. What budget would you recommend for wholesaling? I really don't know much about wholesaling. Like to open up a wholesale account, usually there's minimum order quantities. So whatever that brand or whatever that company's minimum order quantity would be is what you need to get started. But you're not really running advertising. So pretty much your inventory cost is the main upfront cost. And a majority of wholesale accounts are in the U.S., so the shipping isn't crazy like importing, but I can't give you too much on wholesaling. That's not my strong point. To open up my Amazon account. Yeah, George. So there's large companies and large, like not warehouses, but large like office buildings where they have like in the lobby, they'll have like a huge receiving area, which is a bunch of mailboxes, almost like they have in the projects or like in apartment buildings. And you can basically pay for a slot there. And if it's a physical address, you can have mail sent there and then they'll receive the mail and give it to you or scan it to you so that you can use it. That's like a long, like drawn out process, like simplified in 15 seconds. But I think, dude, you're in one of the programs. So if you haven't talked with our partner, just email a client support rep, or you can email support at the AMZ Formula and ask for that resource. We'll put you in contact with them so you don't have to use your home address. It's called a virtual address. Sweet. I think that's any of the questions. If any of you guys have any other questions floating around or anything that we didn't cover or you want additional clarity on, now is your time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. By the way, guys, I appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun doing these. It's a blast doing these because I get to serve you guys at the highest level. All I ask you guys, like I cannot stress enough how important it is to helping the channel. All I want to do is serve more people, reach more people to learn about the stuff that I'm teaching because the stuff works. And like I'm not on here BSing you guys. So like if you guys can share the channel, share it to your social media posts. If you guys can like, subscribe, and turn notification bells on, drop comments below the videos, watch other videos, all that jazz helps out the channel. Like I spend about $120,000 a year for this facility, for this quality of production, to hire staff to run all this stuff so you guys have all this state-of-the-art technology, to buy the products that I review on 7-Figure Product Series. Like I invest about 6 figures and I don't sell anything. I tell you to grab a free book and I'll like pay for shipping and I'll cover shipping and handling. Like everything's free. In fact, like I don't even sell our stuff. Like if you have questions about any of our programs, we have a vast line of programs and offers that we have. Schedule a free call. Everything's free. The book is free. The call is free. The channel's free. Everything's free. So like the least you guys could do is hit the subscribe button right now. Click the notification bell next to it so you guys don't miss when I drop new content. Like the video. Share this to your social. Share it on your page. Comment down below. If you guys have questions about working with me and my team, schedule a free call. It's www.the1productawaycall.com. Schedule a call now. Reach out to my team and ask whatever questions you have. If you have more specific questions about the business that you need answered, or you want to learn about the different programs and processes that we offer, We offer a ton of different programs. So if you guys are serious about getting to the next level, serious about starting, building, growing, or scaling your business, reach out. Let's see if we can help. If not, we can point you in the right direction or give you some more free resources. Jeremy says, I have been getting a due to inactivity error, even though I've been making shipments into Amazon. Any advice? I would, if you've been making shipments into Amazon and you haven't been inactive for more than 90 days, then I would download the Seller Central app on your phone and then request a contact from that app so you can get a manager reach out to you, and then open up a case simultaneously and say, hey, I've been shipping to Amazon, but I've got this error. And then that'll start the documentation of that case log, and they can help serve you.
Someone on Instagram said, I'm a week away from filing bankruptcy. I have some precious metals saved. How do I set a budget for a product that's going to be my second product since my first one failed?
So what is the question is, how do I set a budget?
Yeah.
So there's a few different reasons why a product will fail. And a product failing is, so the question is like, how do I set a budget for a product to launch? And, you know, like, how do I reduce the failure from that product? I already had a failed product. You have to understand why a product fails. There's a few reasons why a product can fail. And I'm not going to list all of them because there's tons of variables. A few of the most common reasons why products fail. And first and foremost, identify what is a failure, because a failed product is not a product that you launch and you just get zero sales. All products on Amazon sell. The thing is, what is the sell-through rate going to be? What is the profitability going to look like? How much you're going to have to spend on advertising? Are you going to be able to advertise profitability? These are more accurate questions that you need answered. But a few of the main reasons why launches or product launches don't go the way as anticipated is, number one, you take too long from product conception and idealization to launching, because everything has to be perfect. You're taking your sweet time. You're not pushing along the process. And by the time you launch it, too many sellers already came in, or the product's lifespan is at an end. Those are a few different variables. Number two is you launched a good product, but the product listing is not optimized effectively. Number three is you launched a good product. Your product is optimized, but your price point is off. Number four is you launched a good product. The product listing's there, the price point's there, but you have no reviews. No one wants to be first nor last, so you have to do an adequate review campaign. And then the fifth biggest one is you did all of that right, but you don't know what PPC is or how to run PPC. And PPC is mandatory to launch a product on Amazon, private label branded products. Now, if you're selling wholesale Aquafina 12-pack, people are already searching that and buying that, and that listing is already ranked from the search volume. But if you're creating a product, you're creating a brand and no one knows who you are, you can be the best ever, but if you're not out in front of people, you're not going to get any conversions or sales. You need PPC. PPC is going to get you out in front of customers, increase your conversions, allow you to help rank for your products, keywords, and it's also going to help you get more reviews. When you start doing PPC and you start getting your sales, another very important thing is to make sure that you go into the back end of Seller Central underneath reviews and account health, and you manually request reviews. That way you can get more reviews. Awesome. There we go, guys. That's all the questions. And again, 30 Minutes with a Millionaire has been another hour, guys. I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. I appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys got massive value from the session. Hopefully you guys are taking action. Do not become addicted to education, allergic to execution. Take this information, execute on it with extreme ownership. Take action. Remember, the sooner you become successful, the longer you'll be able to enjoy success. So it's your duty to go all in because you're going to sacrifice regardless. Like, if you procrastinate, you're delaying your success, which means you enjoy less of it, and you may lose your opportunity, right? Because opportunities are like doors that sometimes disappear. So while the opportunity exists, while the opportunity is present, while you're motivated, take action, and the rest is history. Follow the 3 pillars of success: patience, persistence, resilience. If you start and don't give up, then successful is inevitable. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week. Remember, we have 7-figure product series coming up. If you don't know what that is, check those out right now after this video. 7-figure product series is where we reveal single products that are generating over 7 figures per year on Amazon. I literally order them, pay for them, review the listing, have my team create reports. We go through the entire report: how to find the product, how to find the keywords, how to identify the search volume, how the listing can be improved, how the product can be improved, what does the packaging look like, are there package stuffers, what could you do to differentiate and compete with this product. I literally go over everything here on the channel every single week during our YouTube exclusive 7-figure product series. Again, every single week I come on here live to help you guys increase your income, your impact, and your influence on 30 Minutes with a Millionaire. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe right now, click the notification bell, and make sure that you tune in. I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. And remember, you're only one product away.